Professor or Dr. Guido, tell us about your thoughts on the winners and losers of the midterm polls and how the results shaped.
Well, you're correct, Pauline. It is a referendum, and the results were underwhelming for the administration. In fact, the president himself reflected this in his SONA. But it was not also it was neither a major victory for the side of the Dutertes, because as far as I'm concerned, well, as far as well, except for Senator Marcoleta, the other two candidates were expected to win, Senator Bongo and Senator Bato de la Rosa that you mentioned. Um, so what we're seeing actually is sort of a shift, and you're right, Pauline. We thought back in 2022 that the opposition, or at least what we call the opposition, but I hate to call them the opposition now because they're technically not the opposition anymore. I mean,
Right.
we might call them like a third faction. But as far as they're concerned, they have become more relevant, and in fact, not just more relevant, but definitely something that can be looked at, because our own data shows that there is a significant portion, maybe 30 to 40% of the public, who identify themselves as independent. And when the independents, decide on candidates, then that can help these candidates win. And we might see something in 2028. What I think the public said in the 2025 midterm elections, what they expressed, and that is also through the lens of the Gen Zs and the millennials, who are now increasing in numbers. I think 60% of the voters are now Gen Zs and millennials, and that will continue to increase in 2028. What I think they are stating is that they are looking into something new. Okay, so um, those who are counting on being voted on in 2028 because of being traditional politicians, or because they have been there before, it's not going to be a lock for them anymore, and the public is now more open to being more discerning of candidates for 2020. So I think this shift is something, and I think this actually is good for the Filipino people, that we are now becoming more discerning. We're becoming smarter in how we choose our candidates.
Well, you're right, Dr. Guido.